It seems like Iran-US war is going to very soon become Russia-Ukraine war. Do you also think the same? Let me tell you before you make the final decision. Iran is not going to be restive. Iran has already announced what it is going to target next, and it is yet another global choke point. So Iran is not targeting just to hurt US. Iran is targeting everything that makes the stakes so costly that US has to think twice and hard before the retaliation. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and in today's session we are going to talk about the next global choke point of internet sea cables that Iran has decided to target, that will lead to repercussions that will be felt across the globe. So let us try to understand why Iran has decided so, what exactly are internet sea cables and why are they important. Beginning with understanding that what exactly Iran wants to do. So, Iran has created in last 2 months a blockade at Strait of Hormuz, a very important choke point in terms of not just global oil trade, global natural gas trade, but global trade itself, pushing prices across the globe, making crude oil expensive and imported inflation across the globe. But Iran, because no result is coming out and the ceasefire is hanging by the thread, Iran has brought big guns out again. They are saying that they are going to target another global choke point, that is the network of subsea cables which are present in the Gulf region. Now, when we are talking about targeting this, Iran is very clear that this is something that will lead to the consequences to across the globe, and that is what will create pressure for US. Just like it happened for Strait of Hormuz related to crude oil. Now let us try to understand that how exactly this materializes for Iran. What exactly are the sea cables we are talking about, why are they important and more. Beginning with understanding that what are these subsea internet cables that we are talking about. They are nothing but fiber optic cables which are laid not in the ground but on the ocean floor. Now, the global internet, the internet that you are using to watch this video, all of this is carried through this fiber optic cable. The telecom traffic that we use, that is carried through this cable. So, as of now, over 95% of the global internet traffic travels through these very undersea cables which are present. If you are thinking that it happens through satellites also, but as of now only 5% of global internet is facilitated by satellites. So as of now, when we are looking at subsea internet cables, we have 500 active cable systems globally, and if you look at the length, 1.4 million kilometers spread across the globe in this form. Now, when we are talking about these very cables, you have to understand that why are they so important? What are they carrying? They cannot be just seen as carrying internet. No, they are responsible for carrying the banking transaction, the cloud computing data, the AI data that exists, the military communication, the streaming, social media that you use, and also the international calls and digital payments. So as of now, satellites which we are talking about, they only have limited global internet traffic, and the reason satellites have limited global internet traffic is because of the fact that undersea cables are not just faster, they are also cheaper as well as more reliable. If anything goes wrong, satellites are difficult to repair and undersea cables are comparatively easier. So as compared to satellite global internet traffic and undersea internet cables global traffic, this is something that gives us faster services, is comparatively affordable, cheaper and easier to maintain, repair and so much more. That's why the reliability can be reflected with the global internet traffic that is being carried. Now we have understood why are they important and what exactly they do. Let us move to understand that how they are spread across the world. Now this will give you a very clear insight into how the spread is placed, but at the same time you will also get to see that the most populated and developed dense regions are showing the denser presence of internet sea cables. A very important point for our context that in which we are talking. You can clearly see this is Persian Gulf. And we have multiple points across India as well. We have Mumbai, we have Chennai, we also have Kolkata present. So in this context, we clearly get to see that the presence of global internet traffic, which is facilitated by undersea cables, is spread across globes in these lines of communication. And when we have to look at some major global routes, you will clearly see we have Atlantic routes, which is a big one. Then we have Europe, Middle East, and then Southeast Asia route, and then of course Pacific route. So these are major routes. Apart from that, just like oil choke points, we also have digital choke points. So similar to oil choke points, one will be here at Strait of Hormuz, another at Bab-el-Mandeb, another at Suez Canal, another you will look here, Strait of Malacca. Then another one, Mediterranean Sea, right present here. Can you tell me which strait is present here? Let me give you a hint. It starts with G. Another, Panama Canal. So these are digital choke points situated similar to oil choke points as well. And that is why these digital choke points become vulnerable as well. Because these are the places where multiple cables are clustered together. Damage, let's just say, happens in one region here. It is going to affect the regions across and maybe more. So that is why these digital choke points are vulnerable, and any issue across them causes consequences across the region itself. Now I hope you understand that why Iran is targeting the digital choke point. Because if anything at all goes wrong here, Iran would have the hold, Iran would have the leverage, because these internet sea cables matter not just for economic importance such as banking, transactions, stock markets. They are fundamental for digital economy, and also they are responsible for strategic importance. As I mentioned, military communication happens through them, intelligence sharing, naval coordination. All of this will go away if Iran takes that control. So what is Iran planning for them? Iran is saying that just like Strait of Hormuz, we want implementation of fees for using our exclusive economic zone where the sea cables are placed. There is no finality to it, but this is what Iran is approaching towards to create pressure and show that how in this globally connected world, even though we might be fighting war, we are dependent on each other all the time. And if this actually materializes for Iran, let me tell you how this will make your life difficult. UPI payments, the servers of the social media platform, the OTT platform, the online classes that you are watching, the YouTube you are watching, all of this will be disrupted in your daily life. Now let us straight up move to our end and understand that what is at stake in terms of global sea cables, undersea cables being targeted by Iran. When we are looking from our country, as I mentioned, the major centers which are present, especially landing station of these undersea cables, they are Mumbai, Chennai and Kochi. These are very important for India because India's connectivity to the globe depends on the Arabian Sea route, Gulf region and Red Sea corridor. This is the main corridor that I was speaking about, the Middle East, Gulf region and Europe corridor. So our global connectivity is much dependent on this route itself. If it is threatened, which is being threatened, a lot of things will be impacted for India, such as most importantly, one of the biggest services sector which contributes hugely to our GDP will be impacted. Financial sector, banking networks, that will be impacted, and this will directly have an impact on our digital economy. That means we will not be just seeing slower internet, the latency will also increase. What do we mean by latency? Latency is basically the amount of time from point A to point B that data takes to travel. So the more latency, that means more time will be taken by data to travel from point A to point B. When we are looking at such a situation, it might lead to temporary outages as well and higher cyber security risk. Apart from that, cost of maintenance, or if actually Iran comes up with a fee system, that needs to be considered as well. So we are looking at a situation where we are being found dependent, yet in another terms. In terms of oil, we are import dependent. In terms of digital connectivity, we are also heavily dependent, because this is not something that we can enable on our own. And that is why we need to understand that this situation signals that digital infrastructure is also becoming a geopolitical weapon. We have to treat internet as the new oil and generate our sovereignty in terms of data as well. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be leaving you here with the prelims practice question. Let me know the answer in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.